Hello folks, welcome back to Doctor's Corner. Today we're going to try to answer some of your questions in regards to our very unique product, Thyrodine Thyroid Gland. We get multiple questions on a regular basis, and we're going to start today by seeing how far we can go with the questions that have been submitted. Yes, our thyroid product is legal. It's licensed by Health Canada, and so it's fully acceptable in the marketplace. It's thyroid gland without hormones. What we did is we had to convince them by submitting the evidence, and we had to produce a gland that wasn't produced before. It was a brand new procedure, and we did it taking a full gland, full thyroid gland from bovine with the hormones, and extracted the hormones without damaging the thyroid tissue. It left the tissue of the thyroid gland intact with all the nutrients that the thyroid gland had without the hormones in it. This is what we've been able to do, and we had it submit every step of the way the information to Health Canada for their approval, and have each step also done by laboratory reports on the amount of thyroxine that was left within the gland. And at the end of the day, 4 years later, Health Canada granted us the license for thyroid gland, the first time ever a thyroid gland has ever been licensed for over-the-counter use in the world. Yes, we do have two products, and they both have thyroid gland. The difference is in the supporting ingredients. Thyrodine is with kelpware, iodine, and zinc. Thyromoto is iodine free. It also has selenium, and it also has iron and zinc. The best time to take thyroid products are first thing in the morning. And so what I recommend, 8 o'clock in the morning, before 9 o'clock would be the best. That is the time your thyroid receptors are ready to uptake the gland. Yes, you can mix both products separately. What I recommend, those that are on a program, to take the Thyrodine for 1 month, and the following month take the Thyromoto. It's a very good way to take it. This is how I take the product. If you have something that is autoimmune disorder, you may want to just stay with the Thyromoto. You can, because these are hormone-free, but I don't recommend you taking them at the same time. Wait 8 hours after or before taking your Synthroid medication. Well, that's not really the truth. I mean, when you have a thyroid issue, iodine is necessary. When you have an autoimmune disorder, then you want to have something that is iodine free. And this is why we have the two products, Thyrodine with iodine and Thyromoto free from iodine. I understand your situation. We get this question all the time. People are confused. Once they're on Synthroid, they're told to be on Synthroid for life. And it's very difficult to know what product to take. And I would recommend, because Thyrodine is hormone-free, that it's safe to take with your Synthroid. I would recommend it 8 hours after you're taking your Synthroid medication. Are you going to be on Synthroid for life? Well, people have weaned off of Synthroid, but withdrawal is an issue that you have to deal with. And this is why we recommend, if you're going to consider this, to go to your naturopathic doctor, and they will help you in this way of how to answer your questions and work with you on coming off the Synthroid and going with the Thyrodine. Well, you can't compare the two because Synthroid is with hormones. And so when they judge it, they're dealing with the hormone levels. And Thyrodine is hormone-free. Thyromoto is hormone-free. So you can't relate the two products equally on this level. One is a drug, one is a natural health product. One works by supporting your gland with a synthetic hormone isolated, and one works like the Thyrodine works with your body to help balance your body's thyroid gland so the thyroid functions better on its own. If you have a hypothyroidism and you're on Synthroid, you can use either product of ours. So you can either take the Thyrodine thyroid gland or the Thyromoto. What I would recommend them is to be taken separately from the drug that you're taking, the Synthroid. 8 hours separated is the best. And I would say if you have an autoimmune disorder, then I would recommend the Thyromoto because it's more aligned for those that have autoimmune disorders because it is iodine free. There is no time limit on taking these glands. I would recommend you take them for as long as you can because what they are is they are supporting your thyroid gland and they protect from radiation toxicity. It keeps your thyroid intact and healthy, and because it has the iodine, when people are worried about radiation toxicity, this has it within the gland. It is the full meal deal this way. When you take this product, it protects your thyroid. It is protected because it is encased within the thyroid gland that is hormone free. It's the best. It's the best way to treat your thyroid. Well, that's a very good question that you're asking. And it's not such a simple task to get Health Canada to give us another license for our thyroid gland. It took us 8 years to get the first one, if you consider the 2 stages that we went through. Well, the reasons are very specific why we produce these products the way we did. And Thyromoto is a wonderful product because it has the selenium, it has the iron, and it does have the zinc. And the reason why we put the iron is low dose iron. So I don't think you're getting an accumulation from our iron. What we are using the iron for is over 30% of the people with autoimmune disorders are iron deficient. And it's actually it's a crisis, a health crisis globally of people that have iron deficiency. This is children all the way up to seniors. So I appreciate your question, and we could consider it, but at the moment we have these 2 glands, and this is what we'll stay with. The iodine that we have in here is not a lot. It's just the amount that's needed to keep your thyroid in a healthy state. It works with the thyroid gland that is hormone free, and it works to support your thyroid gland, and it works with your iodine receptor sites that are throughout your body. Even those without a thyroid gland can benefit by taking our thyroid glands because you have these receptor sites throughout your body, and in this gland, the polypeptide enzymes stimulate your iodine receptor sites. We do have a protocol for doctors' use only, and we share it with naturopathic doctors. This is a question we get multiple times. People want to get off their Synthroid and take a natural product, and I empathize with you, but we cannot do that from our point of view with a natural health product over the counter. It would have to be done in the supervision of your medical practitioner, and the one that would know that best will be your naturopathic doctor. Neither of our thyroid products contain any hormones. This is hormone-free. The healing is in the gland. Hormones therapy has always been the pharma's way. It's never been the naturopathic way. I understand what you're talking about, and that would be on our Thyromoto product. And that is one of the ingredients Health Canada would say that if it was in your body and maybe you have an excess, could trigger some sort of a skin disorder, melanoma. It's what we're dealing with here is thyroid gland, and all thyroid gland except for Thyrodine around the world is a prescription drug. What we have accomplished here is a very, very unique situation. So we're regulated almost on the same level with this product as a drug. So this is why. If there's an issue, then take the Thyrodine thyroid gland. Well, I certainly do appreciate your question. It's wonderful to see that you've done your research and you've seen the quality of the Life Choice brand. It's difficult to be able to answer your question on a level with all those certain health conditions. But what I would recommend, because it sounds like you have some sort of a thyroid issue going on, then try the Thyrodine thyroid gland. And then I would also recommend you to try it in support because you have fatigue, the adrenal gland. And this should do you just fine to start off with. That's a good question. So if you're in a situation where you're not able to get Synthroid, and that's a possibility in today's world with a supply side chain, I would say our thyroid gland, either the Thyromoto or the thyroid gland, are beneficial because it supports your thyroid gland without the need of hormones. So yes, I would say it could help. It could definitely help. And we have thousands of people that say that it's helping them tremendously. Thank you for your question. That's a very good question. I'm glad you asked that because we do have several people asking this question. And because they think because I don't have a thyroid gland that nothing can help. Well, that's not true, because what you do have is you have your other supporting glands, your endocrine glands. And then you also, within your body, you have thyroid, you have iodine receptor sites throughout your body. And because the uniqueness of Thyrodine gland that's in both the Thyromoto and Thyrodine, it has the preservation of this gland, this gland from bovine, thyroid gland, and it has the polypeptide enzymes that are in there. It has an amino acid profile, and it has naturally occurring iodine in the gland that's going to support your body when you take this product, even with or without a thyroid gland. I would first get a second opinion. I would make an appointment with a naturopathic doctor and ask them on this. 30% of women will have a nodule within their thyroid gland. 95% of the nodules are non-cancerous. Most of the thyroid gland's nodules are non-life threatening. I recommend you to watch the video we did, the YouTube video on Thyrodine. It's a longer video, it goes into more detail. And I think that can answer your question, but I would get a second opinion if I were you. Well, that's a good question, and the white papers that you're referring to, they go into what the studies are on thyroid gland, how it produces, what it produces as hormones, our thyroid gland, naturally occurring within the body. And so what we're talking about is a thyroid gland that is hormone-free. It does not have these issues dealing with it. When you take Thyrodine, and you take either Thyrodine with the iodine or you take Thyromoto, you can take it best thing in the morning. First thing in the morning is recommended on an empty stomach. And if you take iron or you take anything else with it, it's not going to interfere with it, but is not necessary. Thyrodine is a unit on its own. It works with your body to help regulate your body's own thyroid gland, but it does it hormone-free. It gives support to your thyroid gland. If you're taking Thyromoto or if you're taking Thyrodine thyroid gland, you don't need extra iodine. Iodine is needed in the body because it protects our body from radiation toxicity. It supports your thyroid gland. But when it's naturally occurring within the gland, like we have with our products, it supports your thyroid gland. You don't need to take extra, and it is necessary to have iodine in your body, but it is best to take iodine in its naturally occurring state within the gland. And the Thyromoto, even though it doesn't have added iodine, the gland itself within the tissues has trace amounts of iodine that is supportive for your body, and it will benefit your thyroid gland. The thyroid gland doesn't need to contain tyrosine. You'll find tyrosine in the market for products that are trying to have something that will support your thyroid gland without the thyroid gland. Thyrodine is the only product on the market today that is licensed by Health Canada with a true thyroid gland. So it does not have tyrosine. Absolutely. It's a thyroid gland to support your body's thyroid gland. In my estimation, 100% of the population globally are thyroid deficient one way or the other. And this may not appear as a thyroid condition. You may not think it's a thyroid condition, but if you look at the symptoms of thyroid deficiency, I'm sure you can identify with multiple things within this. And so I would say thyroid gland should be used by everyone on the planet. It will support your thyroid gland naturally. It will keep it in a balanced state. It will work with the remainder of your endocrine glands, and it is perfectly safe for all age groups. Absolutely. I do every day when I take my supplements. I take my Thyrodine or my Thyromoto. I alternate every month. I take one or the other. I take adrenal gland. I like taking 2 with my breakfast, and I take thymus gland on a daily basis because it is the best thing for stimulating and holding your immune system and building your T cells. Great question, and thank you for asking. We've had multiple people that have sent in their testimonials. We recently did a trade show, So many people came up just to shake my hand and say thank you for producing this product. I've been off my medication. I feel wonderful. You see, you don't have the highs and the lows with this product. It's not a hormone that's a synthetic hormone that tries to fit within your endocrine glands without disrupting the other glands. It is a hormone-free product that has all the balances that within the gland it preserved naturally. So when you take it within your body, it helps to balance your body's thyroid gland, and it helps to make you feel better just naturally, because the gland without the hormones is effective for bringing your body, and with your endocrine system, it works with your system to balance your thyroid gland. This is the end of our questions. Some wonderful questions. I really enjoyed reading them. For Doctor's Corner, I'm Eldon Dahl, and the best of health.